I think one of the things that conservatives learned, and they didn't, not that they're particularly original, but they are brave and they are traditional. And they've learned that the new coastal leftist elite is not your old Democrat, your Hubert Humphrey, or even your Bill Clinton, but they're elitist and they're revolutionaries and they don't like the middle class. So what conservatives have been doing is, when you look at those tapes of the Virginia parents, the first thing that strikes you is there's an Afghan refugee yelling at the school board. There's an Iranian refugee. There's a Taiwanese American. So the conservative movement said, we're in the middle class now, and we're the majority, and we want anybody to come in here to attack these people who are ruining our country. And we don't have to have exactly the same agendas. But if you're Mexican American and you don't want your daughter in Salinas to be told that she's really a man from this spoiled brat white teacher that came out of UC Santa Cruz, then join us. And if you're living in the inner city and you're an African American and you're armed to protect your family from nightly shootings, you have a right to be armed. That's your constitutional protection. So conservatives found a populist message that transcended race and replaced it with a class conscience. It's a little bit more difficult in Britain because your class consciousness was always more extreme in the sense that we were more upwardly more mobile, and you had a kind of a class system, so you had people who were very resentful. It was that old metaphor in the United States. If you saw a Cadillac in the 1960s, you went over to the guy and goes, how much did it cost? How could I get one? Great car. If you saw one in Britain, you wanted to kick it. And so it's harder in Britain, but I think British conservatives could try to enlist people that the left, through their open door policy, thought would be permanent constituents. And they actually come from traditional cultures, some of them, that can be inclusive and included. And then when that happens, you'll be surprised how quickly a lot of the people on the left will not want open borders. I noticed that we had about 80,000 Cubans that wanted to come here, and the Biden administration stopped that on day one. And they do not want anybody coming in the United States from Venezuela or Cuba. They just do not want it, and they're open about it. They want people from the Caribbean, or not from northern Mexico, from southern Mexico, indigenous people who might be good revolutionary fodder for them.